I'm living a dream I put on hold for 35 years for someone I love. So, oh God, this is going to drive me crazy. So upset with myself over this mirror. BMW puts a little toolkit. Marauders, welcome back to the channel. Some of you have been watching my videos, have been confused over two motorcycles that I have. And I've never formally made the announcement, or should I say shared with you, the decision I made about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, actually 5 months ago. I decided to purchase two 2025 BMW R1300, a GS and a GSA, both with the ASA transmission, which is automatic shift assist. I traded two motorcycles. I won't get into a lot of the trades. I traded my Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally for the GSA, GS Adventure, and I traded my Husqvarna Norden Expedition for my GS. Both of those motorcycles I traded. I've done reviews on those motorcycles for you. Please don't think anything less of the manufacturer or the motorcycles because I traded them. The Ducati was my stopgap. My goal after returning to motorcycle riding after a 35-year absence, one of my goals was to own a Harley-Davidson Road Glide. My other goal was to own a BMW GSA, and now I do. Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally was really a stopgap because I knew they were redesigning this motorcycle. And the Ducati at the time had the most safety features built into it, plus adaptive cruise control. Adaptive cruise control at that time led the industry in the high-tech features and horsepower on that motorcycle. And I really learned, that was one of the bikes in the last year and a half, almost 2 years, actually it's coming up on 2 years, that I really learned how to ride again, was on that Ducati. Same thing with the Husqvarna Norden. I wanted a middleweight, middle-sized adventure bike, and I went with the Husqvarna Norden Expedition. Great motorcycle, outstanding. I always thought I wanted something a little bit more. And again, putting 700 miles on that motorcycle, I think I did 1,600 total. 700 miles in the winter really kept my motorcycle skills up. A year ago, last winter, really helped me refine and hone my motorcycle skills riding that bike during the wintertime. Let's talk first about the GS briefly. The GS, R1300 GS, is essentially going to be my adventure bike. It is taking the place of the Husqvarna Norden. And I really never rode that bike off-road that you've seen. I've done a little bit on my piece of property about 20 minutes from here. I really decided at 60 years old, with the ailments I have with my knee, my shoulder, my elbow, my diabetes, I don't have much time left. Age is catching up with me, and I said I want to go all in on what I think is the best middleweight. And again, it's a little heavier. The Husqvarna, I want to say, was 512 pounds maybe. This BMW is 535. So it's 25, 30 pounds heavier than Husqvarna, but I've made a commitment to adventure ride off-road with the R1300 GS. The build is almost complete. You're going to see eventually, be patient, because I try to mix in other videos on my channel. You're going to see every component that I've installed on this. I think I've already done the upper crash bars on it, but you'll see everything I've done on it. This week, this bike is going to get the knobby tires, either a 50-50, 50 off-road, 50 on-road tire, or a 60 on-road, 40 off-road tire. That's what's going to happen to this week at Kissel Motorsports. By the way, I highly recommend them. They're a fantastic dealership. Josh, the owner, and Paul in parts, Chris in management, Brian and Zach in service. They're just a good company to deal with. And I believe they've sold my Ducati already. That didn't last a month. I knew that would go fast. And I think my Norden's down at their dealership. If you want to buy a great Norden Expedition, 901 Husqvarna, man, go there. If it's still, check their website out. This bike is going to be finished this week. It will get the tires on it, and then there's really nothing much I have to do to get it ready for off-road. This motorcycle, the GSA is going to be my touring motorcycle for hops beyond a daily ride, potentially. I might use it as also my commuter to work. We'll see how that works out. I do have installation videos for this bike. There's not a lot I've installed on it. Not a lot I had to install on this bike for the way I wanted to use it. The panniers are outstanding. Probably have a couple videos on the panniers on the bike. Those are the storage boxes, or Harley people call them bags. Really frustrated. I'm waiting for the center pannier on the motorcycle. I really need that for touring. I want to do some overnight hops with this and share this, overnight trips with this, and share the videos with you. This bike is basically done except for that center pannier. Couple things to note. I have a lot of riding time on both these bikes in a short amount of time, and our winter really shut me down for 2 months riding. Both are coming up on 622 miles, which is when they need their first service. I'm going to finish them off today. This bike I got just before Christmas. I got the GSA. The GS picked up. Actually, I shouldn't say picked up. They delivered it end of January. I got the GS. So we're currently end of April. I put over 600 miles on both these bikes, and today I'm going to get them both to 622 miles. And then I'm trailering them to Kissel Motorsports in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. They're going to do the first service on them, which is included in my purchase. And this bike, the GS, was shipped with the wrong tires. It was supposed to have knobby tires, and they're going to put the knobby tires on the bike. That's my goal. I have someone my goal is to use this for some commuting, but really do some overnight hops with it, the GSA. The GS, my intentions are to use it for mild adventure riding. I have a friend of mine, Marine Mike, that has offered to take me. He grew up in the Southern Tier, has offered to take me and my brother and whoever in our group wants to join him to do some adventure riding in the Southern Tier. Going to start on my dual sport, my KTM EXCF 500, and then we're going to graduate into this adventure bike, and we'll see how I do. He's has a lot of experience, and he's very patient, and I trust him, and that's important. I don't know whether I should get in. Should we ride these bikes? Should I do a short video on riding them? I think we should. But first I'm going to give you a walk around on the bikes. Let's start with the easy one first. I love the trophy colors. How can I not as an American? Please, people outside our country, don't be offensive. Red, white, and blue. That's really their off-road colors. This bike is set up with, it does have the Enduro package to ride it off-road. Probably never see the off-road. Has the crash protection, the skid plate. And the big thing is I need that center pannier. Hope BMW comes through. Very good wind protection. You'll sure see a video where I've installed the Black Dog foot pegs, which are outstanding. The panniers I've installed. I don't know, I won't show you a quad lock video, but this is how this bike comes. Ton of safety features that I won't bore you with. Electronic suspension, it does lower itself. Automatic shift transmission, which has helped. Telelever front end, which is almost no nosedive on the bike. This is the big build. The R1300 GS. Maybe I'll post this tomorrow. I probably am. I'm not going to wait till I put the tires on. Identical engine, although I actually think this bike is quicker and it's heavier. I think it's geared differently, but identical engines, very similar, if not identical suspension. The GS, I believe, has a little longer rear swing arm, a little more room for the rear passenger on it. On both bikes, I went with the forged wheels that they say are strong enough to ride off-road. I need your help selecting tires. Any of you can comment. Matt with Life Journey at 50, who has a ton of experience riding off-road, has been helping me. upon my request. He's a great guy. This bike is in pretty good shape. Black Dog foot pegs are on it. The upper crash bars you saw me install. The lower crash bar and skid plate came with the bike. The turn signals were not in the hand guards because I got the off-road package. They're on like they typically would be on a normal bike. The turn signals are up here in the front. So I put Barkbuster crash guards on the bike. Both bikes have bar risers on them. I just feel more comfortable sitting with bar risers and also standing with bar risers. Quad lock, set up with a Garmin navigation unit, which has been outstanding. I have a video on mounting that. One thing I've been procrastinating on, and maybe I'll finalize it, is I should do something to protect this headlight. I need to do that. Of course, you know that TourTech upper crash bars, TourTech pannier racks, I posted that video. The thing I love, these Moscow Moto Backcountry bags 35 liters are just outstanding. And those I purchased as much as to protect the bike, off-road, but also I love having storage on a bike. I kind of want to take them for a short ride. I have to put about 12 more miles on this bike to get the 622 and about 22 miles on this, actually 21 miles on this bike to get it to 622. I'll show you quickly the bikes in inventory now, which I usually don't get sentimental. We'll have a bunch of videos to upload on that. I'm going to post a video. Probably I'll record it tomorrow. This is real. This is really where my getting in shape adventure started 7 years ago. My journey was to ride off-road on a dual sport bike, and that's my 2024 KTM EXCF 500, which I do have some more parts to put on that this week, which is just an amazing motorcycle. It is tuned. I posted video. This is kind of the catch-all. This bike is, I haven't done many videos on this bike. This is a KTM, 2024 KTM 990 Duke. I love this bike, especially during the summer. Just love this motorcycle. You really don't get a good look at it. I don't know if we're going to keep this bike. We'll see. This is a 2025 Road Glide CVO in Raven Fade. I can't look at it because if I look at it for a second, I end up looking at it for 5 minutes. And I'm glad I have the miles on the BMWs because they're outstanding. I can't say enough about them. Don't get me wrong, they're outstanding motorcycles, but I really want to ride these other bikes, especially this one. Great bike. Give you a little bit on the road. You can see them on the road. Let's go for it. Maybe on this bike, I'm just going to focus, and this will be a short video on this ride, really what's different about this bike. Now, both bikes have, some people claim they have 143 horsepower, others claim they have 145 horsepower. The torque is, I want to say, above 100 foot-pounds. I want to say 110 foot-pounds. It's like 20 foot-pounds short. This is a 1300cc engine. It's like 20 foot-pounds short of what the torque is on my Harley-Davidson Road Glide, which is really quite amazing. So the BMWs have a tremendous amount of torque. Just tremendous. Again, this bike, the fuel tank is 8 gallons, very much like my Ducati Multistrada V4 Rally that had an 8-gallon tank. This has a huge 8-gallon tank. It's just massive in front of you. Again, the trailing arm, I believe, is a little longer. Suspension is probably tuned slightly differently. I think it's geared differently. I think this bike is actually as quick, maybe a little quicker than the GS, or it holds on to the gears longer, even in auto mode, full auto mode. So you don't get the sense that it's 65 pounds or 60 pounds heavier than the GS at all. I don't when I'm riding it. It definitely is heavier and bigger. Comfort-wise, riding it, I just like having my bars up a little higher for me on a bike. I like I don't like to be real low when I'm on a bike that's not a naked bike or a sport bike. I like to have the bars up a little higher. That's why I put the bar risers on it. Very comfortable. Electronic suspension. The GS has good wind protection, actually very good. This has, for an adventure bike, the best wind protection out of any adventure bike that I've ever been on, that I've ever driven. So kudos to BMW on making this a true touring machine. I am upset with BMW that it's a struggle for them to supply the panniers, which I think are essential for anyone buying this motorcycle, are those hard luggage panniers. So I hope BMW will get that corrected very shortly. The ASA, the electronic shifting transmission, has two actuators, one for the clutch and an actuator for shifting the gears, and then a brain to control all of that. And I think it's excellent. It's probably almost as good as Honda's DCT. I wouldn't want to live on the difference between the two. The only somewhat of a letdown or a surprise is the shift from second to third, and the shift from, on both bikes, from first to second and then second to third. I'll give you an example when I take off from this intersection. So you can see those are pretty abrupt shifts, and both bikes are similar. With less throttle, it's obviously not as abrupt. With more throttle, believe it or not, it's actually not abrupt. At that midway, that section between low throttle and much higher throttle, where it's the most abrupt. And that's probably my number one criticism on the bike. Sometimes this hesitates a little bit on a takeoff when you stop. When I do a quick stop at a stop sign, I almost wonder if the brain is thinking what to do. Is he going to stop or is he going to go? It is just, the ride, the electronics transmission, the ride is just phenomenal. The bike, the balance on the motorcycle is excellent. No hands, and I'm not a good rider. Don't recommend riding with no hands. But the balance on her is great, and there is a crosswind today, but the wind protection, the balance of the bike is great. No hands, Mom. Just a beautiful machine. It does have a steering damper. It has a telelever front suspension. She's just El Terrifico. Haven't named her yet. I think I'm going to start naming my bikes. So just a beautiful machine. Many kudos to BMW. A little storage here, but the storage lid tends to hit the bar risers and scratch it, so I put this double vac tape there to protect it. Cruise control, adaptive cruise control, emergency braking, haven't been able to set it off. The adjustable height is outstanding. It does lower itself when I come to a stop and raise when I take off. The big cylinder heads protect me when I'm on or off the road, and she's I think for someone who has the skills, which I don't, to ride this off-road, I think it'd be a lot of fun, mild off-road. On-road, I just love the bike. Just love the bike. More than enough performance for me. I don't know if I have much more to say. I'm probably going to hit my 622 miles. Then I'm going to go back and get the GS. And we'll take that for a short spin. Give you an update. Man, I have a lot to say about the GS. A lot of good things. Well, I'll save it for the GS. In this church on Easter Sunday and shut my cameras off at my favorite church. Beautiful building. Happy Easter, everyone. Just at low speeds, it's just like a Gold. Just at low speeds, it's just like a Honda DCT transmission, which I think is the benchmark. That on the Goldwing, that's a 7-speed transmission. Okay, we're gonna pull in here. Just a little bonus footage on this bike. She loves to get down. She really does. She Just an amazing bike in the corners. BMW, and this, I'm just in road mode. I'm not in dynamic pro mode. She is just a doll. All right, we'll catch you on the GS. Turn down my Cardo unit. So the wind protection, well, let's just talk about this bike in general. It's amazing. No short. She's an awesome commuter bike. Awesome commuter bike, awesome travel bike with 5 gallons of fuel, 48, probably if you cruised around 50 miles to the gallon. So let's say at 50, that's a range of 250 miles, which I think is easily doable on this motorcycle. Just think it's 3 more gallons on top of that. The GSA is over. My mirrors are out of adjustment because I had to loosen them. Oh, that ticks me off. Well, I'm gonna have to pull over here. Let me shut these cameras down. So I adjusted the mirror. Look at how tight this baby turns. Man. My mirrors are out of adjustment. My mirrors are out of adjustment because I had to loosen everything up to put the, I think I have a trooper behind me. I had to loosen everything up to put the hand guards on. So let's talk in generalizations about this motorcycle. It's outstanding. It's a great daily driver. It's a great commuter bike. It's very smooth. It's just a pleasure to drive. I cannot tell you, it's very good looking. The GSA is so ugly it's beautiful. I think I feel that way about this motorcycle also. It's so ugly, it's beautiful. And this motorcycle is very similar to that. It's just so ugly. Try to give you a nice shift here. Those shifts are a little better. By the way, you can control the shift points with the throttle, and I did that time. I let up on the throttle right when it was going to shift from second to third, and it was much, you didn't get that jerking motion in the camera. So, oh God, this is gonna drive me crazy. So upset with myself over this mirror. I gotta pull over. I'm really upset. Oh, this frickin' mirror is gonna drive me up the wall. So I remember that BMW puts a little toolkit under the back of the seat. I was gonna go home and get a wrench. And then let's reconnect this. This is for the blind spot awareness. And by the way, people, I'm not the greatest of mechanics, but this is why it's good to do things yourself sometimes, to get to know the machines you're operating. That blows back, I'm gonna freak. Put this back. Kudos to BMW by putting this toolkit underneath the seat. Okay, so the seat's locked in. That's actually as tight as it gets. Okay, the seat's in. Let's get back on the road. Seat, now it's raising itself up, which is, I love that feature. I hope she doesn't blow back on me. Okay, so I think we're in good shape with mirrors. Let's see if we can get this ride going. Both cameras are on. Yowzer. Okay. Now see, that shift was much smoother. So that shift from second to third is probably the roughest, but that was much better. So I'm a little discombobulated. Cruise is very easy to use. So I have roughly 1,250 miles. I will at the end of this ride, 620 some miles on each bike. Both the engines and transmissions are identical. And that's strange, right? Why would I want to do this? Where am I going with this? Because that's strange, right? Even, why would someone want two very similar motorcycles, although I think they're very different, but that have essentially the same engine, right, and chassis on them? It's my vision quest. I don't know how many of you can understand that. When I have a goal in mind. This is my vision quest, my journey. Motorcycles were a passion very early in my life, and I'm coming back the last almost 2 years now. Actually, it is 2 years, coming up on a couple more weeks. 2 years, I'm resuming my passion with riding a motorcycle. These are things, objectives, owning a BMW, riding a BMW off-road is what I wanted. And the thing that you get with a BMW, let's say this GS, why I wanted the GS over the Husqvarna or Ducati or Yamaha Tenere for a lot less money, it is the state-of-the-art in electronics. The Husqvarna Norden, the Yamaha Tenere, getting a lot of wind. Those motorcycles, no doubt they're fantastic off-road. But most of my riding is on-road. Even as much as this bike is going to be kind of dedicated to adventure riding off-road, I still wanted the safety features that you have on a premium motorcycle. And this motorcycle is at the cutting edge of having those premium features. The next item that I wanted, the next thing that a GS offers is, like the Husqvarna Norden, and I don't think any other bike except maybe the Aprilia Touareg offers this, is a very low center of gravity, and it does not fall as far over as other motorcycles, parallel twins, because of these huge, monstrous, I looked down on a turn. Is that safe, Pete? I don't think so. Shouldn't have done that. Huge, monstrous cylinder heads, boxer engine, the cylinder heads from the boxer engine sticking out in front of my legs. So that keeps it from falling further over than other motorcycles. And also, it protects your legs to a certain extent on-road and off-road. Watch her dance. My camera is almost, oh man, she almost touched. Now I gotta stop to raise this camera. Oh man, she almost touched. I touched one camera on a video. Man, this is a stop and start video. Okay, I'm gonna pull into this golf course and adjust this camera up. I'm gonna lose it. Man, guys, it's been a rough start to this video. Uh-oh, let's take her off-road here on this gravel. Oh, Marauder. Can I handle the gravel road? I think I can. Oh, if we're on gravel, can we turn her around? Can see myself. There are bikes that are much better off-road than this motorcycle, no doubt about it. They're lighter, probably better suspension, better ground clearance, but for the moderate adventure riding I plan on doing, this motorcycle really fit the bill, and it had the safety features that I wanted. I own two KTMs, and if you've been following the news, you know KTM is struggling, right? Even though they have some investor groups, they are struggling. I am a KTM fanboy. I didn't want to be in the position where I owned three KTM, and Husqvarna is essentially a KTM. I didn't want to be in that position, and I wanted to go with a brand that was solid financially, and I don't think there's too many people that are going to argue with me that BMW is very sound financially. It's been around a long time, and I don't think BMW is going anyplace. So all motorcycles depreciate, including BMWs. I made the conscious decision that I'm going to go put my money, and I had equity in both motorcycles, put my equity in a brand that I know is solid. I'm not giving up on my love of the orange. I bleed orange, KTM orange. I'm a KTM fanboy. I'm not giving up on KTM, but I wanted to go all in on these two motorcycles for BMW. That issue with KTM was one of the reasons why I held off on putting more money into the Husqvarna Norden. I just was a little concerned over that, and that's why I held off a little bit, investing more money in that bike, like Moscow Moto backcountry panniers. That was one of the reasons why I held off on it. The Ducati, I usually trade. If you've been watching the trainer, I have no issue. Look at how she turns. No issue trading machines in. I love that Ducati. The Husqvarna was hard. I still adamantly think that is an excellent motorcycle, and it is probably one of the prettiest motorcycles ever designed in my mind. The Husqvarna was a difficult bike for me to, not difficult, was I crying? No, it just bothered me, and for a time, and my friend Mike thought I should buy it back. For a time I debated, should I buy the Husqvarna back and get it set up for off-road? And he's probably sold Kissel Motorsports, who's a big fan of. They probably sold it already. If they haven't, if you're interested in that bike, you should go there and buy it. It's an awesome bike. What a day. What a day. Oh, 22 miles to go. This bike is a little different to me, and actually has me, I got to follow through with it, but I really think this bike is extremely good looking. Where my mirrors are staying, guys, which is good. Where the BMW GSA, no matter what year, with all the bars that come up over the tank, those BMW GSA, even the predecessing bikes, they're so ugly, they're beautiful in my mind. This bike, I think with the sleekness, they really did a lot to take the weight out of a GS, and I think they did an outstanding job. The GS is, they've slimmed it down, put it on a diet, they've really cleaned it up. I think this road's got a lot of gravel on it. I think they've done an outstanding job. This guy's fly, usually there's a fly fisherman here. Yep, he's walking up from the creek. Giving me the look. BMW has done an outstanding job redesigning this motorcycle and slimming her down. I think it's visually attractive. Engineering wise, it's outstanding. Outstanding. I put BMW in a class the same way I do with Harley-Davidson, is you got to ride them. If you haven't ridden one, I'm not saying you have to buy them, but ride it. They're just, Harley-Davidson and BMWs are just so distinctive, especially with this boxer engine. It's just amazing. You might think having two very similar bikes is strange, although they are different. I get it. Those of you who have been watching the channel might think, what is this guy doing with these motorcycles? All of them? Point blank, guys, I'm living a dream. And I thank God every day. Very lucky to have my family surrounding me, my customers, and my wife. I'm living a dream I put on hold for 35 years for someone I love and still love very much, and I'm going all in. I'm going on it. So I think I might turn the cameras on here. Maybe I'll give you one. There's a nice turn up here. Should I give you one more turn? We'll give you one more takeoff, and I'm not going to put it in Dynamic Pro. Oh, she lifts the front tire. This baby lifts the tire. The front tire chirped a little bit as it came up. Is this bike as fast as a Ducati? No. No. Is it as fast as the Norden? As fast, I'd say. Maybe slightly faster. I don't know. From 0 to 50, I think it's faster than most bikes out there. I really do. From 0 to 50, she's very fast. Now, you guys know me, do I ride real fast? No, I essentially don't. Woohoo! Let's dance. I really don't. But she's a quick bike. She performs very well. I may actually get where I don't have words. That could be from when I had viromenogitis, some damage to my brain. These motorcycles are just so... These BMW Boxer engines, the GS, I don't care what your GS you have, they're just so calm. You just... It's relaxing the ride. The comfort, the bar height, they're just beautiful, beautiful machines. And I like all motorcycles, so please don't think I'm biased, but I'm driving it down this road in this small little town, going 30 miles an hour, and I'm just so relaxed doing it. It's just beautiful machine, so balanced, so smooth. And the engine might sound chitty bangish at times, like it does at low RPMs, like now, chitty chitty bang bang chitty. But it's just it's awesome. It's a torque monster. All right, sorry to bore you guys. Yeah. And catch up with Kissel Motorsports. Marauders, that's it. Get ready for a lot of videos on these motorcycles. I'm going to collapse the cameras down and put on 20 more miles to get this to the service interval. Then I'm going to ride some of my later bikes, get ready to go to Kissel. Tyrone service a bike, and she's going to get some new tires on it. Not sure. Please tell me what you recommend. Put my emergency hazards on. I'm going to pull off on this bar and shut these cameras off. If you have any comments on what tires you think I should get, please feel free to comment. All right, Marauders. Thank you. Hope I can hit the horn here. Shut these off. God bless, guys.